how you know something, like you know something, and you might even teach on it, you might talk to people about it, but then somebody else says it to you and you're like, I'm sorry. That's this moment for you because I already had that moment this morning. So I'm going to share with you. A woman was talking about the whole situation with Candace and Erica and TPUSA. Now, please stay still. This is not any gossip. So please stay with me for a minute. This is going to give you some biblical grounding, all the drama that's out there right now. And she said it feels like the separation of the wheat and the tares, which I 100% agree with. I've actually been teaching on that in my Bible studies. But then she said something I wasn't expecting. She said it's not about actually taking sides, but about where we're placing our allegiance and whether we're allowing it to turn into some form of idol worship, getting caught in the middle of it, worrying about it, letting it occupy mental and emotional space, right? And that's when it hit me. When something starts to run your thoughts and consume your focus, it is no longer discernment anymore. It's an idol. And that was my cue. Okay, I'm going to step back now. I'm going to be done. Scripture is actually really, really clear about this. Jesus tells us in Matthew 13 that the wheat and the tare actually grow up together and that it's actually not our job to uproot everything we think is wrong. He warns that in trying to do so, we can damage what is good. And then Paul reminds us in Colossians to set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. And if something is pulling our attention away from Christ, if it's consuming our mental energy and stirs anxiety and outrage or fixation, even under the banner of being in the know or truth seeking, we need to pause and ask what place it has taken in our hearts. In Exodus 20 doesn't define idols as statues alone. An idol is anything that takes the place of God in our focus, in our trust, or in our emotional investment. And that means even Christian controversies can become idols when they distract us from prayer, obedience, and love. And here's the key distinction. Biblical discernment leads to prayer, to humility, and to peace. Idolatry leads to fixation, division, and unrest. And Philippians 4 tells us what should occupy our thoughts, what is true, what is noble, what is right, pure, lovely, and worthy of praise. If something fails that test, it doesn't deserve permanent residence in our minds. So yes, please discern the fruit, pray for those involved. But when a situation starts to pull your eyes off of Jesus and onto the noise, the arguments, or the personalities, that's the moment we step back. It's not because we don't care. It's because your allegiance belongs to Christ alone. And sometimes the most faithful response isn't picking a side. It's actually just choosing worship over distraction. And while I knew all of this and know all of this and teach on all of this, it's like sometimes the things we know, it's just like a verse, how many times you read it, and then one time you read it and it clicks, right? Well, when someone else says it, it just clicks. And so that's why I was like, you know what, I'm going to share this because it might just click for you. And you'll notice that my content hasn't covered this. And part of it is because I didn't want to draw more attention to something that is very, very volatile. And I know that my focus needs to be on Christ, but behind closed doors, you better believe, and I'm being real transparent with you here, that this stuff is occupying space in my mind. No more. I'm done. Because here's the thing, it doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong, who wins, who loses, because in the end, I don't have the final say, only God does. And God also is a just God, and he will have his justice. So for me, this frees up my whole life. Now I can just focus on what I need to focus on, and I don't need to worry about the rest because I know God has it in control. And now, of course, he's speaking to me about what's the next Bible study? Next month, January, idol worship. I'm going to keep praying on it, but that's an uncomfortable one for me. I don't love it, which means I probably have to teach on it. So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you today because for some reason it was an aha moment for me, the way that she put it so blatant